would you look at that? Guys, we have actual 767 instruments. Whoa. Yo, hang on. Yo, what? Now, my friends of the Boeing 767. For a while now, we've been stuck with this piece of crap made by Captain Sim. I mean, look at this cockpit. Look at it. It's got 747 systems. The textures are a bit poo. And it says 747-8I in the IDEC. However, it's time things change. Because we are no longer stuck with the Captain Sim 767. Because we now finally have a high fidelity, good 767 for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Made by good old RHD. Yes, I have actually decided to buy something of actual quality that is not something made by M Scenery. This is the 767-200 by RHD Simulations, but not only do you get the 200, you get the 200ER as well, and some engine configurations to go along with it, all for the pretty good price of £23. And we have quite a lot of stuff. They did just go into the 747. With these two variants, we get quite a lot. So we get two different engine variants. We get the Pratt and Whitney 4000 and we get the General Electric CF6. And to go along with each engine variant, we have a load of liveries. Like a load of liveries. We've got Varig, US Airways, we've got a plain white livery. Thomson, Lott, Continental, American Airlines, of course the RHD House livery. And you go to the Pratt and Whitney 4000, you've got Air Mexico, Air China, Air Zimbabwe, El Al, which is renowned to be one of the safest airlines in the world. Ethiopian, Polynesian, which does have a pretty cool livery, reminds me of Air Canada. SAS, South African, and just another plain white livery. And that's not just for the 200ER. You also get a bunch for the regular 200 as well. Yeah, with the regular 200, we have the CF6 variant here. You get American Airlines, ANA, the Spirit of Delta, which is a very, very cool livery, and a standard white. And then with the Pratt and Whitney 4000, we have Air Canada, the Boeing House livery, which is very cool to have. I love having house liveries. Brathen Safe, El Al, Japanese Airlines, TWA, which is very cool. United Airlines Battleship, which is also very cool. United Airlines Sol Bass, which is also very cool. And another plain white livery. So, you have a lot of airlines to pick from. With the RHD 767-200. And this is all for £23, let me remind you. Anyway, that's enough looking at liveries. Let's go ahead and pick a livery and spawn in to an airport. Alright, and after a good 10 minutes of finagling with the flight simulator and looking for an airport, welcome to La Palma. I have absolutely no idea what's going on with this road network. I think this is better texture quality than Captain Sim. It is definitely better texture quality than Captain Sim. I mean, let's have a look at this landing gear. Look at that landing gear. It's not fully round, but this was built for 2020. So we'll let that slide. It does look pretty good though. It's slightly polygonal, but again, was built for the 2020 flight sim and not 2024. So we'll let it slide. But my god, it looks good. Look at this engine. Look at the texturing. Look at the text. I'm gonna have to tilt the video sideways to read that. Caution, close claw cowl before closing thrust reverser. Look at this main landing gear, which we're gonna have to see if this tilts later on. I will imagine it does. I mean, RHD is pretty good when it comes to quality, I'd imagine. They do have a 767-300ER, but I decided to buy the shorter 200 because I've always wanted something similar to the 500. No, the 757, sorry. And I always like to think that the 767-200ER is kind of like a bit more of a fat 757. A 757 that ate too many cheeseburgers and became too American. Yeah, look at this landing gear though. This is pretty good. They're proper round wheels. Especially for 2020. This is pretty good. So, yeah, without further ado, cockpit. Oh, yes. Now, at first glance, it might look similar to the Captain Sim, but one thing I will tell you is that the colours here look a bit more... How is the clock going? Is that the texturing? It's a bit more flat. It's a much more clean 767. It's not as dirty, not as grimy as something like the Captain Sim. And I think this looks pretty good. I like the way this looks. It looks good. What is the clock doing? Why is it doing that? Is that how it works in real life? That's gonna bug me until I power the airplane on. So let's do that. Battery on. Oh, would you look at that? Guys, we have actual 767 instruments. IRS. Look at that. Look at the engine display. We no longer have 747 instruments. And look, it idents as a 767. And it has the right engine. Yes! This is what I'm talking about. Alright, let's get all the fuel pumps on. Actually, I have actually done a bit of research on this airplane. And if we have a look over here, we have a little checklist here that you can follow to start the airplane. And if you turn the page, you have a very simplified startup guide. However, we don't really need this. So let's put that away. I like that though. I like having physical animated things like this. This is cool. This is what I think we need in more airplanes. Screw EFBs. We need stuff like this. We need interactivity with the airplane. Right. Got the battery on. Standby power's on. Let's get the APU started. Get the APU generator on. Okay, so the APU is immediately providing power. But that's okay. Look at the instruments. Look at the instruments. Oh, yes. Alright, let's get the IRS on. You do only have to click this. He does say, Jasper does say in the description of this airplane, yes, Jasper is the name of the developer of this airplane. The person who made this plane, aka Jasper, is a solo developer. He made this from scratch on his own. At least I think. So, massive props to him. Like, this is really good. I mean, look at this. We can even mess around with the lower ECAS display. Look at this. Got engine information. You've got another, like, ECAS page. Like so the upper page, but with a bit more details. You only got these two, but that's alright. Yeah, whilst the IRS is aligning, I think we should go check out the cabin. Because yes, RHD, Jasper has modelled an entire cabin. Here we have the business class cabin for the 767. And here we have the economy class cabin. Welcome aboard. Thank you. It's slightly jarring to me that the economy class gets screens and like something to watch, but then business doesn't. The logic doesn't make any sense in terms of what I'd imagine, but hey ho. Yeah, we've got the entire cabin here modelled very, very nicely. I don't usually care much about cabins, but it is very cool. Do we have a lavatory? No. There is no toilet. So, nah, whatever. Jump seats work? No, the jump seats don't work. But yeah, we've got the kitchen in the back here. We've got a door back here as well. This is pretty cool. I like this. Let's go back into the cockpit here. Systems have just aligned. And look at that. Proper, intricate 767 instruments. Proper made 767 instruments. You can even see the CRT, like, the little bend, like, the roundness of the screen because it's a CRT. Like, that's so cool. Right. Let's have a look at the FMC here. Doors? Oh! We can open the doors! Look at that! The doors do the thing that the MD-11 does. The MD-11 has, like, up-sliding doors, and so does this. Look at that, look at the cargo doors. Oh, that's cool. I like that. Yeah, like, look at the left forward door. Look at the door. It slides up and down. It doesn't open outwards like a majority of other airplanes. It slides up and out, which is really cool. Right, settings. What have we got? Fuel display unit. Kilograms and pounds. Kilograms. That's it. You can't change how long it takes to align the IRS, which is unfortunate. But yeah, whatever. Right. Is AP bleed on? Yep, it's on. Right, let's start up. Oh yeah. Funny thing is that on the Captain Sim, the smoking thing doesn't work, which is hilarious. Right, let's start them engines. And I want you to listen. Because this has custom engine audio. Listen to this startup sequence. Alright, and then open the fuel valves. For some reason the engines aren't spinning. Are the engines spinning? No, they're not. Why aren't they spinning? That's MSFS2024 for you. Sorry. Did you hear that whale noise? I love that. I'm going to rev up the engines and I'm going to let you listen to them. So I'm going to shut up. Because I know you all want to hear this. Now, I'm going to do the Pratt and Whitney 4000 later in this video. So don't worry about it. So stay tuned. I'm not sure they should sound like that. I feel like I'd hear a bit more of a buzzsaw. But, eh, whatever. And let's reverse on out of here. Hell yeah. Things look some pretty good reverse thrust. Come on. Get going. Oh, the interior sounds I forgot. The interior sounds are pretty good as well. I do like the way the sound is done on this airplane. It sounds beefy, and I like that. Right, let's have a look at how many degrees of flaps we have on this thing, because, of course, I am intrigued. If this thing wants to compete with a 757, it's going to be able to take off from short, ruddy runways. It's just the display here isn't updating fast enough. That's 30. Why are we rolling? 30 degrees of flaps. Holy, look at that flap surface. Jeez. Now, just for your assurance, no, the aircraft cannot take 300 million kilograms of weight, unlike the 747 and the CS767 can. RHD has done a pretty good job, I will say. Right, full beans. Here we go. Bit of a slow run. But it's not about the launch, it's about how fast we get into the air. Oh, airspeed's alive. 80 knots. I will admit though, the noise is like, it's kind of breaking my headset. But apparently we can take off. Holy moly, we can. Look at that. Wow. Absolutely demolished it, bro. And as you can see, we have the signature tilted landing gear of the 767. Although, is it supposed to be this agile? I'm going to say, is the 767 this agile? Someone tells me it's not this agile. Why is it so agile? I mean, RHD also said that this thing had an authentic flight model. This doesn't feel very authentic to me. Right, anyway, let's put the landing gear up. Let's have a look at the landing gear animation. Look at that. That's pretty good. Whoa, doors closed a bit fast. But you know what, that's alright. I like it. The way I don't feel like it should feel this agile. It feels odd for it to be this agile. But, I don't know. Maybe it is this agile in real life. It certainly feels a lot better than the 747 flight model that Captain Sim uses. One thing I do also like, whilst we're coming in for a landing here, is the way the autopilot thing's done. Physical rolls of numbers. Unlike the digital screens that are on the Captain Sim, I think. Come on, let's come in for a nice, smooth landing on board of the very agile 767. Doesn't mean I can't butter it though. Whoa! 100 feet per minute. I should have probably done that in replay, shouldn't I? Right, take two. Now with the replay mode on. I can't hear the call outs. Hey, no, that was also pretty good. 200 feet per minute. Right. How's the stopping performance, Honor? How's the stopping performance? Why is the spoilers not out? Didn't arm them. Hey, you know what? That's pretty good. That feels somewhat realistic at full brakes. Let's have a look at the landing gear animation, which I didn't get to show off before, but now I will. Let's have a look at how this landing gear details. Hey, you know what? That's good. That's a good animation. I like that. Look, 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 look. Very nice. The audio is having a bit of an aneurysm though, but I think that's because of replay mode. So far, no complaints. This is probably the most realistic 767 I've flown in Microsoft Flight Sim. Definitely more so than Captain Sim's. Alright, here we are at Le Mans, but now with the Pratt and Whitney 4000s in place of the CF6s. This is going to be my first time and potentially your first time hearing them. Start up. Whoa! Oh, these ones are spinning. Hey, yo, I'm not gonna lie. That whale noise, I think is what it's called, is crazy. Right, full toga. These are the Pratt and Whitneys, right? Oh, for God's sake, they're the CF6s again. We know these are the Pratt and Whitneys. Wait, what? Oh, for God's sake. No, guys, hang on. We just had those were the Pratt and Whitneys. They sounded identical to the CF6s. In fact, I think it even said CF6s in the ident. Is this just another case of MSFS 2024 being MSFS 2024? It says GECF6. But these are the Pratt and Whitneys. I'm not going to put it against Jasper. I'm going to put it up to MSFS 2024 being MSFS 2024. Because MSFS, I am in the Sim Update 5 beta, so it might be getting mixed up. But, to be fully honest, I didn't test this in 2020. So if it says that in 2020, Jasper, when you get back from your 1 year long vacation, or holiday, yes, Jasper has not been able to develop on this plane for a year, because of personal life. Please fix that. Bit of a short runway test here on the 767. Can we take off from a 1,200 meter long runway? Let's find out. Off to a good start. Holy crap, we're off to a really good start. What the hell? What the hell? Yo, hang on. Yo, what? Yo! This really is like the 757. What the hell? That thing took off on a dime. Alright. That's pretty crazy to me. But, let's see if we can land there. Right, here we go. Coming in for Le Mans on the 767. Well, if the 757 is the Ferrari of the skies, this is the Lamborghini of the skies. If it flies like that in real life. But I don't think it does. Someone tells me it does not fly like this. But then again, this is Microsoft Flight Simulator, and Microsoft Flight Simulator is notorious for having some somewhat janky physics. So, we'll let it slide. Overall, this is a really good airplane. I would buy this any day over the 767 by Captain Sim. Right, spoilers out. Hard landing. Can we stop? Can we stop? Yes, we can. Yes, we can. Holy moly! This thing really is like just a fat 757. This is an amazing aircraft. Like, this is really good for the price. You get 2 different variants. You get multiple engine types. You get a crap ton of liveries. You get authentic systems. This is everything a 767 pilot can ask for. Well, when it comes to Microsoft Flight Sim anyways. The RHD 767, in my opinion, is very good. I greatly approve. And I think you should buy this plane if you have the money and you want it. Thank you all very much for watching today's video. I will see you all in the next video, buddy. Take care.